Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are covering Stellaris Nomads, and I'd love to thank Paradox for giving this to us and sponsoring today's video so that we can put this up on the channel and share it with you guys. We are a bit of a nomadic empire. We will not be holding planets, and we will be playing the game a bit differently. We have a colony ship you can see over here on our right. This is our capital Ark ship. We don't want to lose it. So here is our origin. Our forebears launched the Oros with a question written into her very charter. Who decides? Amid the factions, the competing visions, the old loyalties and new ambitions, the answer they gave still echoes in every election cycle. We do. All of us. Though the nomadic direct democracy was not born from idealism alone, but from a hard-won understanding that no single voice could speak for everyone who would live and die aboard this ship. Authority must be earned, held accountable, and returned to the people who grant it. Today, as Noobert is our chancellor by popular mandate, that compact endures. The Oros was built to protect what she carries. Her hull layers run deep, her weapon decks are crewed by ready Babakian, and her crisis protocols were refined over centuries of running hostile lanes, outrunning or outfighting whatever threatened the fleet. This discipline has shaped a flying fortress, and with the invention of the hyperdrive, the galaxy shall know our might. So this is Noobtopia, the nomadic direct democracy. We are egalitarian, fanatic materialists, and we are scavengers with flight schools. We have our Ark ship preference, and we are organic industrious. All right, so this is us. This is where we are. We start above an asteroid with 600 fleet power. Not a lot, really. We can harvest resources, though. So we can tell them to harvest resources here from whatever's around them. And you can see hyperdrives are engaged. The default option will be chosen. Let's go ahead and look at research, and let's go ahead and start off with let's start off with this will unlock more for us. This is my first time looking at this, so it's kind of like a habitat in a way. It kind of looks that way, but at the same time this has this UI that came about in the past year for those of you who haven't played the game in a while, and so things are a bit interesting aboard the ship. Right now there's no available jobs. There's 1,980 spare citizens on the ship. We've got no crime. We have 9,000 housing, just about, and of course there's 4,800 pops. So we have a lot of open housing, but we have a lot of denizens and people looking for work. So we have a lot of unlaboring civilians. The civilians do get us some resources, being that it's the trade and the happiness, the economy, what's it called? Yeah, the amenities. But other than that, they're kind of a drag on resources. They eat a lot of food and they use a bit of consumer goods, which we don't make much of anything at the moment. Our operational reserves are medium. You can see we would normally have energy here, but instead we have operational reserves. So let's go over here and take a look at the various things that we have, and we're going to build a research lab. Of course, this is going to deal a bit of damage to our available consumer goods, so we will build some civilian industries, but that's okay because we have our operational reserves. We can just fly around and harvest up what we need. So let's go ahead and target ourselves some fusion reactors so we can fly a bit better and get ourselves some xenology. Yes. I guess increasing our naval capacity might be good as well, and then grabbing ourselves some better space torpedoes. Okay, those are my choices. I'm sure you guys could do things differently, and now we get to select our empire focus. And for me, it'll be conquest because that just sounds fun, being a nomadic fleet running around rampaging. That'll be good for my entertainment as I play today. So let's go ahead and unpause the game. So the hyperdrives have been engaged. With the installation of the hyperdrive aboard the Oros, our engineering crew has completed a comprehensive inspection of the Ark ship's aging systems in preparation for true interstellar travel. Numerous faults have been identified throughout the vessel. A signal originating from an unexplored star system has begun replicating itself across our communications databanks. Multiple hangar bays have long since been repurposed as storage, limiting the operational readiness of our flight crews. The Ark ship's extraction systems have yet to be tested under operational conditions. Resource surveys indicate viable deposits in the surrounding systems. These deficiencies must be corrected if the Ark ship is to be restored to full operational readiness. So this is going to begin the ArcShip readiness event chain. So we can come up to our situation log here and then where is it? Is it under? It's been a minute since I played as well. The situation log is right here. Operational reserves are in balance. We can increase the burn, which increase our job efficiency and such. This is something I need to learn a bit about more as well. So let's take a look at all together. So the operational reserves for nomadic empires are a combined view of minerals and energy credits. There's still income and upkeep of minerals and energy credits, but managed as a situation. The stages of the situation affect the empire's ArcShips in different ways, and approaches can be selected to conserve resources or burn through them for higher productivity. Minerals and energy credits can be bought on the market, but not sold. So we can't sell these resources. We can only gather them for ourselves, and we're not quite able to see how much we have, which is very interesting. Oh, we can see how much we have. So negative 115 minerals, but we're positive 162 energy credits. Oh, it's the monthly change. We're losing 115 a month. Incredible amount to be losing. So let's look at our overall readiness here, and it looks like we need to clear out the hangar bays, and we'll get resources per chance when we complete these. And then there is signals deciphered. It'll give us it's causing us to lose an envoy. Okay, there's quite a bit to do here. So how about this? How about I go back down to our ArcShip, the Oros, and go to management right here, and let's go ahead and clear out one of these cluttered hangar bays, and it'll be finished just soon enough. It looks like we are short of a civilian industry. If we go look at economy here, we are producing as much as we can. We're losing one per turn, so not really that big a deal. I'm sure that will improve over time through research and other things. So we've taken all the resources from these, and I'm wondering if this means that we gather things up in such a way that nothing is left. So we have the logistics ship, and the logistics ship here can build way stations for us, which I believe, actually, how about I just take a look myself? Let's give it a read. Let's go ahead and survey this system, then we'll survey this one, and then survey that one as well. And then we'll come back here, and it looks like we're still short of jobs, and we can specialize in energy generation. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and pause. So usually what I would do is expansion, but it looks like we're not going to be doing a lot of planetary expansion. Well, I've never played with this DLC before. We're all experiencing it for the first time together, so I need to consider and think about what is actually going to be useful for a nomadic group. I want to say supremacy would be great, but I really want to improve economics a lot. And I think prosperity will be it, decreasing the maintenance of our infrastructure and such like that. And it carries stockpiled resources. So if I send it over here, I can send it to go harvest resources. And then I can, after harvesting the resources, we can bring it back to our primary ship here, which is our ArcShip. Oh, and we have ship controls here. So it's got a spinal mount, which is a module slot, and we can take contracts. It also has a shipyard. We can build corvettes and other ships. So we can put patrol hangars here to defend it, and then we can also build mining arrays, and it has a stockpile capacity. So we can build these wayposts, right? These, what are they called again? Yeah, we can build these way stations, and they'll hold on to stockpiles of resources that we can collect as we go by. Oh, this is fascinating. Okay, well, we are drilling through resources. And so if we look here, they're harvesting all that's there. Let's just wait for them to finish and see how it goes. Oh, incredible. So they got 55 minerals from here. Even though there's no minerals there, they're just kind of, it doesn't matter. They just go to the different points in the system and take what they can take. Diplomat channels are now open. Interesting. Oh, we met the artisan troop already. And they have to stockpile. So we'll have to keep coming back and visiting these places. This is very interesting. So we can't just build up and then hang about. We have to build up and move abouts. Very interesting, and it can be cloaked. So we could potentially build these in other empires? I'm not sure, but it would be very cool to figure that out. We don't have much in the lines of food production. It seems to be pretty easy for us to get minerals. So why don't we build a research observatory and a processing bay to get those unique resources? We have recovered artifacts from ancient alien civilizations on Unatra X. Incredibly, this civilization, which apparently referred to itself as Cybrix, seems to have been made up of machines that were linked together in some sort of collective consciousness. The age of the artifacts indicate they were active some 600,000 years ago, in this portion of the galaxy at least, but we have learned nothing of their exact origins. According to partial data fragment that our scientists managed to extract from one of the artifacts, the Cybrix at some point launched a crusade crusade to destroy all sapient organic life in the galaxy for reasons unknown. So we get 50 minor artifacts from this, but it also starts the Cybrix event chain, the precursors. So we have found our first precursor bit. We're going to go ahead and let's see here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It could increase his effect on crime. He's a science officer right now. Can't really have any big impact on anything because you're a science worker and none of those perks were any good. As for Noobert, 45 years old. I'm not that old. Held the position of artist, and he's currently the chancellor. Looks like they'll just manage things manually now. And our resources, they're improving. In fact, they're increasing. Looks like we have 21 days of resources left. Zero-G laboratories would be really cool. Increased collection efficiency as well. It's an empire modifier as well. I have a feeling we won't always be able to have all the people we want. So when we do have people, we most certainly want them to be as efficient as they can be. We are still very negative on the minerals, but we've piled a lot of them up. I don't want to get us into a terrible spot from being slow on managing our, overspending our resources. Why don't we build a medical center? And you know what? Yeah, we will build the alloy foundries. I believe that we can find a way to get some balance. Let's see, you're gonna fly over here, and that's it. It deposited the minerals, right? And the Ark ship simply gathering resources. Its military power has increased quite a lot. So we need Ark ship engineering research, and if we do that, we can upgrade our Ark ship more and more and make it tougher. We can already make frigates, which is wild. I think this tells us how much stockpile it has, so we know when it's full we need to go collect. Over here, we're still got nothing. Seems there's not a lot to get. So we have a new event chain, the unknown resource usage. During our monthly stock takes, we have found a persistent discrepancy in the Ark ship Oros resource system. Small amounts of electricity, consumer goods, and other supplies are being taken at levels exceeding our recorded usage. Experts suggest a leak or malfunction, or a slight discrepancy in the numbers. After investigating further, the results remain inconclusive. No breaches, no failure, no inefficiencies beyond acceptable thresholds, and yet the numbers remain unchanged. Resources continue to vanish from the system without explanation. Something aboard the Ark ship was consuming our resources. We're going to have to look into that and make sure that we're not losing things from places that we shouldn't be losing them from. So we have the council agenda so far, and we have some interesting edicts. Let's see here. Ones that we're used to, and I'm sure there's ones that are new. But let's go ahead and launch the Ark ship agenda. Then we'll expand the console. So right now, our minerals usage is more. Alright, so following the traces of the disappearing resources, we found a long overlooked section of the Ark ship. Apparently, there was a small, isolated community living outside official systems. Their habitat was simple, sustained by siphoned resources, taken in amounts small enough to avoid detection. Despite their circumstances, the environment was stable, attentively maintained, and adapted to their needs. It was clear this was a very deliberate way of living. They offered no resistance and instead asked to explain their choice. Let's hear them out. Could be interesting. It very much could be. And it looks like the defensive fleets, which is one right here, they kind of follow along. You see here? Kind of just tagging along, staying near the ship, so near. And it's crazy that that's a frigate, because frigates aren't necessarily the smallest ship. They're not the biggest ship either, but like I said, they're not small. Ark ship construction. Let us go and get it. Let's get on it. Ah, yes. Good research options. So our situation is slowly sliding in a negative direction with our mineral usage being a bit too high. That is something that will need to be worked on sooner rather than later, probably. How are we doing over here? We're not collecting a whole lot. It'll be nice when we can build bigger way stations. The isolated group spoke openly about their decision. They did not reject the Ark ship, but they said that the way of life within it had evolved. To them, existence had become overly optimized. Every action measured, every resource tracked, and every movement accounted for. They described a different approach to the mechanism of the Ark ship. They valued the freedom to make choices outside of the constant oversight. Their way of life was less efficient, but more fulfilling. They claim some among our leadership now question whether such communities represented a risk to cohesion or a necessary expression of individuality within a closed system. I believe that they should join. We should take those pops and put them to work. What do we have here? Our first contact chain. We'll go ahead and throw someone on that and see who we're going to meet first and start seeing how we can explore the galaxy. So it adds the resource depletion effect to an area for 240 months. That's something to keep in mind. fine. So for quite a long time, for years in fact, 10 years, there's no resources left. So I can see how this may cause problems if we harvest resources in other people's systems, which is starting to make sense now why we might need to build way stations everywhere. And we'd only really be able to do this easy harvesting on empty space or unfriendly empires. So this is the capital arc ship. I'm under the belief that we will be able to build additional arc ships in the future and have more people living on those and expand our colonies. And you can automate these arc ships to go and do the things that they need to do. So I'm sure you could just be having them everywhere. But how devastating would it be that your colonies are ships flying through space that can be annihilated? That's like getting planets destroyed. Event chain, sublight exploration probe. Before we developed faster than light travel, several sublight exploration probes were dispatched from Oros at near relativistic speeds towards nearby systems. The scientists who developed the probes naively included sensitive information about our culture in their memory cores as a form of greeting to alien civilizations. It has now been realized that this data could potentially be used against us. We need to track down these probes before they are found by someone or something unsympathetic to our species that cannot have gotten far. Let us go ahead and survey the remaining systems here so that we may build out our way stations and secure our resources. Now, dude, if you're the fleet ambassador, you need fleet-rated perks. So Interstellar Dominion has a new effect for us. Interesting. All of these have new effects for us, it seems. Dude, Mastery of Nature's like have to. I have to. The research perk is just too much. As for things here, I need to go to the Hunter Station and deal with something here. Is it P aliens again? No, it's worse. It's a lesser cloud entity. And this is our sublight probe, which wasn't showing up on my radar. Where's the other one? Let me look at my situation log real quick. And we can go and take a look at... Oh, there's just the one. Is there one here? Is it because the system's unexplored? Well, we've been there before. How about here? That's far. How many of... Is this the 4? Oh, I have to search the system. Okay. So we actually have to make our way to these places and observe. Well, that's going to require some firepower to go to a number of these places. There's a magnetic storm as well. What is this? Oh, that is the magnetic storm. Okay. Fascinating. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool looking. Finally. The lanes have merged, a thing of beauty indeed. What can we do here that's useful? Oh, the fight begins. My ship likes to fight with its butt. Dude, excellent. We got one of the probes back, and my ship ran away. There's a disabled gateway here. That's another interesting thing. We can't really claim anything down entirely, can we? The patrol hangars are almost done. They probably would have helped deal with that. Is there any... Are they defendable? I mean, I guess they're technically star bases, in a way, right? Alright, so now it has strength, because I built the patrol hangar, so it's 500 strength. Not much at all. I think you would need to do quite a bit of working. I think that when you upgrade this, you probably could build the defense platforms, right? Once it's upgraded. I mean, let me look at my research real quick. We get the arc ship construct, allows our arc ships to construct additional arc ships. All right, so yes, of course. So we could build more arc ships, have more colonies, get more resources, and have operational reserves. So operational reserves spread across all arc ships. It affects the Empire's arc ships in different ways, and approaches can be selected to conserve resources or burn them. Okay, yeah, so this is for the whole of my entire Empire, not just my one arc ship. So I'll have to build some like mining fleets and stuff like that. I'm not sure we're going to be able to persevere with just a bunch of way stations. We're gonna really try, but I'm curious. All right, so I have to schedule all this out again, and then while we're at it, I'm actually going to come over here, and I would like another science ship, so we can do this a little faster. So the combat rolls is done. I want blue laser. Blue laser sounds good to me. So the arc ship, the capital arc ship, does it gain fleet strength from just existing as we research stuff? Is it auto upgrade? Because we don't really have a ship hangar to upgrade it unless we're just doing it ourselves. So this is a docking bay. The docking bays are never quiet. Traffic flows in and out. This gives us additional naval capacity and an additional way station resource modifier. Pause. Something's going on. Resource silos, shield arrays. I'm wondering if this like is done on its own automatically. So I could add weapons because technically my arc ship is unarmed at the moment. which I didn't even realize. So when you get Arc Ship Engineering, we can hoard 5,000 alloys and upgrade this, and we'll get more station modules, more ship buildings, more districts, a greater sensor range. This is wild. Okay, I really want to see what this does when we can get to it. But at the same time, I also understand that I might need more. I mean, this is the build cube capacity, mega structure build speed, and that's it. I guess we could put weapons here. So this would give us 2 hangar bays, gives us 2 times basic strike craft. This gives us 4 times mass drivers. We're not really getting a lot of rare crystals. Salvage skipper. What you want, alien? This probe ours. Salvage we find first. You leave now. Yes, interrupting delicate operation. Your ships must concentrate. Or if you want probe, we can sell 100 credits and probe yours. Good deal. Very good. You get probe, less work for us. Everybody wins, especially us. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, we could totally defeat them, but I mean, is possibly a use in getting along with them? I don't know. It's a military corporation. All right, and they just disappear. Okay, so maybe we probably could have destroyed them. I'm not sure. I mean, we did launch out into space. The argument that it belonged to them could be justified. All right, how the heck are we going to get over there? Looks like we can survey on our own. Off we go. Our sublight speed's pretty fast with all that we got going for ourselves. Unregulated trade, a routine audit aboard Arc Ship Oros has uncovered discrepancies in our cargo records. Security footage indicates the formation of an informal exchange network among the Arc Ship's residents. A barter system has quietly emerged among crew and civilians. Perishables, tools, luxury goods, and personal services are traded in secluded corners where surveillance is limited. The discovery raises uncomfortable questions. Some admire the ingenuity and display. Others warn that any lapse in oversight aboard an Arc ship could carry serious risks. Taxes are taxes, but having any kind of expenditures beyond, they'll do it anyways, just charge them a tax. So if I move back here, if I go to my situation log real quick, down to here, it really is just at the back of here. So the only thing I can reasonably do right now is go to the colony ship, go to the ship controls, go to my shipyard, and just make a ton of frigates. Yes, increase the collection efficiency of that. Noobert Chancellor. Oh yes. Beautiful. Arc Ship Oros has experienced reactor irregularities. The issue was first noticed by crew who listened to the engines to fall asleep. They reported a subtle distortion in the fuel's flow's rhythm. Investigation by our engineers has confirmed that foreign matter has entered the fuel piping. Thankfully, several solutions have already been proposed. So we could say we have a spare, we could say we'll carry on, the stars can wait, or we run out of slower frequency, but this is just because of our scavenger trait. Otherwise, we normally wouldn't have a spare and we wouldn't be able to get around this at all. Let's go ahead and upgrade these fleets. So we have a little bit of work to do here. We have the new options on our engineering research, and something I've realized is that it's really hard to maintain jobs on the ship, and we're in the low area here, and being in conserve is very bad. Very bad. In fact, being in low, if we get below this point, we're going to have some extreme consequences. Right now we have plenty of energy credits coming in, but not a lot of other things. So what I'm actually going to do is buy ourselves out of the pit with the minerals, because we do have enough resources to purchase those minerals. We don't have access to the galactic community yet, but if you look at how much motes and gases we're piling up, I think that is probably how the Paradox devs have figured we're going to balance. Like, being a nomadic empire, a big part of your economy is probably going to be trade because you don't have a solid base. Obviously, we're going to try to pull as much resources as we can, but we're limited on how much stations we can build. Like, we have stations right now, and we get benefits from linkaging them together. Later on, there's some research we can do to add resources to places. A big thing I'm going to do right now is actually going to be to come down here and build a way station so we can get these resources here. But we're not really doing good for minerals, right? There's minerals down here. Maybe we'll be able to build infrastructure to make that work out, but that is difficult to say. This looks to be a fallen empire. 100, yes, definitely a fallen empire. Right now it's dormant. There isn't really any trade deal we can do, even though we're nomads. So it looks like we're just going to have to let these guys be. I wonder if building anything near them represents a problem. This is a ruined quantum catapult, which I'm assuming millennia ago belonged to the fallen empire here, and they just don't care about it anymore. We're going to go ahead and research destroyers and keep increasing our fleet capacity. We're going to go ahead and harvest resources here, because I believe, yeah, we can get a ton of resources by harvesting right here. And then because we are short of jobs, if we look at our economy, we have 2,000 people without jobs. And all this does is add 200 fighter jobs. So they turn alloys into stability and naval capacity. But it's hard for us to get alloys because we don't have a lot of good ways of making them. So we'll build 2 reactor arrays, and we're mostly okay on food, but this gives 400 farmer jobs, so I'll build one of those. One of these gives us 10 more naval capacity. So if we built 19 of them, we would get like 190 naval capacity, but the amount of alloys it burned through would be next level. So that increased our research speed a ton by 10%, which is great. Totally worth it, especially since we need this stuff anyways. For some reason, our fleets have not been following the command vessel. So let's get them back over there. We'll just go ahead and speed up the game. I don't have enough strength to punch through here. I think they're all like 2K fleets and stuff. I just don't know how I'm going to reach that precursor. I need so much more muscle. And I use up so much fleet capacity building ships. It's unheard of. It's unbelievable, actually, the amount of fleet capacity that's needed. It's like, look at the Corvettes. They use 5 ship size, and the frigates use 8. That's insane. Not able to do much about our mineral use at the moment. We have 5,000 trade, but minerals are really expensive right now. I can sell 1,000, 2,000 motes, and 1,000 gas. We could try to buy our way into more alloys, but the ARC ships are such resource hogs. We need to get up to our next ARC ship, though. Enclave Champions form is done. Very good stuff. Send an envoy here. Come back up here and look at our scientist, who is currently stationed on a science ship. Spectacle and Destruction. Registration is now open for the next CFL tournament in Eichler system. A glorious free-for-all awaits. Enter requirement: a fleet of at most 200 fleet size. Victors take the rewards, the prestige, and the grand CFL trophy. You want to forge a legend? Sign up. You want peace and quiet? Too bad. Interesting. That's wild. We don't even have 200 fleet size. You're going to have to ask us next time. So I was pretty sure I had ordered you guys to do some specializations here, right? Yeah. Oh, so district specialization is shipwrights quarter. So we can change these. Dang, dude. So building different ARC ships with different specializations, all the resources just flow together. No. Keep grinding that naval capacity, man. Dude, 75 is wild. Plus 75. We need more logistic ships, too. I want you to collect stockpile. I want you to collect stockpile. I want you to collect stock because I need all these logistic ships to keep bringing us resources while we're out in the battlefield. Just keep dumping resources on us. Where are we at, by the way? We are still just liquidating minerals every turn. Negative 300. I can't imagine in any other game that would be even remotely survivable, but we're doing it here. Wait, there's another nomadic tribe? Wait, so I don't even know why I didn't think of this. So there could be other nomads we can fight with and actually just delete. So that's why these other empires are so huge, because there's like a mix of nomadic empires and people are putting out military contracts. What kind of reward are these? The space fauna in the system are causing us problems. Please eradicate them. Dude, that's wild. So the game just dumped me into a star system way further away than anywhere else could have been. And I'm locked where my resource ships can't reach me. Dude, a gift from a fallen empire. Let's go. I think they recognize the bullcrap of being trapped in a tiny space. It's literally a cage. I can't cross the border for 10 years. So we're building the mining array. The ARC ship's nearly done, guys. We finished researching advanced combat roles, and we can probably go ahead and get some barrier point defense systems. But the X-ray laser is pretty cool, and I think we want that instead. The Forge Lights, again, event change. Champion Forge Live tomorrow. This is the Champion Forge Live, the galaxy's premier source of spectacle and destruction. Registration is now open for the next CFL tournament in the Garthar system. A glorious free for all awaits. And 500 fleet size. It's even bigger than the other one. No, ask next time. That's insane. I wonder what the victor's prize is, because so much has to be put on the line. I'm very curious about these battle royales. Someone formed a commercial pack. Someone else did too. We'll just close all these and we get a leader level up that we can't actually level them up. Very interesting. I'm not sure why that is. Battleships. And it looks like the military ship is done. We need a giant pile of resources, though, to work on the next ship. We're going to go with this one. Forming federations would be really cool, too. We could form federations with other nomads, and there's a lot of benefits to it. Mutual embassies is always good. Doesn't hurt us at all. Dude, all of our leaders are dying. We need to find a way to make people live longer. The consumer goods cost much more. Now we're running low on rare crystals as well. I don't think there's a choice. We're going to have to sell alloys. There's nothing else to really sell. How much time is left on minerals? 3 months on minerals. I can't even buy 1 month of minerals. It really is that dire. such is our situation, I guess. So we're getting the Omnic Stout here retrofitted for battle, as well as the colony ship getting some upgrades as well. And we are stockpiling our alloys so that we will be in a better position. Now it's very interesting, right? Because we are at like high stockpiles, right? But it seems like it's not telling us the difference between how much alloys or minerals we have. So even though we have, I mean, energy or minerals we have, so we have an incredible amount of energy, but we're very, very short of minerals. So it can at times be a bit difficult to tell where exactly we're sitting in terms of our resources and other things. We're still having issues with the rare crystals. That's a tough one to manage. And the amount of minerals we're using is next level. I mean, how much are our logistics ships bringing in? And then we have one more upgrade here. We're getting to that point of the game where there's a lot of button clicking to do and a lot of menu reading to do, and not so much to show for what's going on. We're just pushing through time. Did they fulfill a planet here or something? They did. In our starting system. They're only busy colonizing it though. I don't think that can be allowed. So many Gestalt consciousnesses everywhere. Like, what are you to do? This psionic crazies over here. It's just such a huge area to cover. And why is there 127 energy coming out of here? The most insane Dyson Swarm ever. That's what. What about our Dyson Swarm? Unity and alloys. But what did it even increase it to? I think like the sun would already have to have been really productive. But I know what I want to, where I want to build the alloy forge. Right here, where there's all these minerals already. So this Gestalt consciousness here is becoming a thorn in my side, and the Khan is not making enough power pushing on these people. The Star Nation, formerly known as the Vor Technology, has been destroyed by its enemies. How will it affect the political climate of the galaxy remains to be seen. The Khans are continuing to spread. Khans have to be defeated though. I'm waiting for the Khans to start punching the Gestalt consciousness so I can get back to what I was doing. Then by the Roxil up until now, you may not believe this, but the Roxir language was once far more developed. It is only in the last 1,000 years or so that it has gradually devolved into its current sorry state. But that changes now. Henceforth, all Roxelli will be educated in the older, richer version of our language. There shall be more shrieking. It's funny, these interesting looking fellows end up being the Khans this time around. So much treasures they have though. Looks like everybody has made it to their positions and our resources have reached a state of better balance. We are getting into the low end of our resources though and taking on some terrible effects from it. The only thing we can really do to remedy this is to buy our way out of it. So we're only able to see one thing, and that's that their star bases are at 8,000, so they probably have like 50k armies or something. More than we can deal with. It's cheap to find out at least. Where is that? With 65k fleet power. Dude, 65k. What are we to do about that? I would need tens of thousands of alloys. Looks like he's following my way lines too. I managed to deal with the energy credits problem pretty well. Possibly in a positive way. Yeah, it's positive now. It still leaves us to deal with minerals though. Dude, that messed up our trade so much, though. We actually need all these commercial packs. We just have to get all of our Unity by doing random contracts everywhere. That's probably the only way to do it, as on an as-needed basis. That's so far. No one's really doing deals anymore because there's so much going on in the galaxy. I think at Nomads, you kind of got to play it a bit slower. I'm realizing, like, I've learned so much in this one run that there's a lot more to be done than has been done or could have been done. And, like, this Gestalt consciousness I wanted to conquer here has just been consumed, and he's about to start messing with my folks, and there's not really going to be much of anything that I could do about it. I mean, this isn't true. If I can find a way to get more influence, I've learned about these arc furnaces here. If I could build enough of them, upgrade enough of them, we would truly have the means to do the things that need doing, but we'd need so much science earlier on to get these research options to pop up. I'm very tempted to play this through to the end, so that's what we will try to do. No, that's not true. This is pretty screwed. No one has the strength, and our stuff's getting attacked now as well. There's not much I can do. They're gonna mess up our way lines, and our resource situation is gonna keep getting worse. This would just require a restart because we're already past year 330. Chat, all of you know that's pretty deep into things at this point. I'd like to thank Paradox Interactive one more time for giving us the chance to play this. I think we'll definitely want to tackle it in a stream sometime. Take another swing at it where you guys can have some influence on what happens. And I thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, and comment down below all the areas you think I messed up in this run. They'll make a lot of comments. I'll see you guys in the next one.